The other important question that we are asking, and I think it was also asked to Virat Kohli at the toss, no crowds from this point onwards till the end of the series. And the contrast, Zaheer, that you're going to feel, I mean, it's one thing to have no crowds from the start of the series, but the two teams have just played in front of 60,000 plus at the world's largest cricket stadium. Now, suddenly, halfway through the series, there's going to be an eerie silence, almost an echo. Who will be impacted most?
Well, it does add to the atmosphere, isn't it? I think, fans are integral part of sport, and when they're missing at the ground, obviously that absence will be felt for sure. That a lot of players actually thrive on that energy. They absorb that energy. That helps them perform better on the field. Touring teams, actually, we've seen some players can get overwhelmed with the noise at the stadium, particularly Indian stadiums. You'll see when the crowd is usually they're not very quiet. They like to scream, shout, so that creates that anxiety also in some of the players. But I think, I think a lot of players will miss that. But safety is of priority, and that's something which authorities have carefully thought of and taken the decision. We've seen IPL also being played in without the crowds. We've seen a lot of games happen that way. There are a lot of players actually will enjoy that. Just the quietness in the stadium, lets them focus a bit more. At times, you spend energy just kind of shutting the noise and focusing on what you want to do. So every individual is different. Every individual is going to look at it differently. But the game must go on.
Well, one thing's for sure, we know certain characters in the team. The captain, the Indian captain, he loves it. He loves the crowds. He likes to G them on, depending on which part of the country he's in. Ishan Kishan, I'm sure, was enjoying the roar of the crowd every time he hit one of those big sixes. So, Michael, you'd have to say, from this point of view, England won't mind it.
I honestly think they'll be disappointed because they won the first game with a big crowd, lost the second game. I think the toss is more important than the crowd. And also, you're planning on a World Cup in a few months' time in India, where there will be crowds, or we desperately hope there will be by the time the T20 World Cup. So you want to experience playing T20 cricket with that noise, that atmosphere, exactly the same as what we hope will be in the T20 World Cup. And I guess Eoin Morgan, the one thing he'll be happy about is the fact that he'll be heard. As a captain, when the noise is out there, it's sometimes very frustrating that you can't get the attention of fine leg or third man or deep square or cover point. They're not quite watching you all the time, and you're having to do all the shouting. So as a captain, it's probably a little bit easier for both Virat and Eoin Morgan to get the attention of the team. But it's been great to see the crowds in the last two games. It's really come across the TV screens of being like sports back. When you see crowds back into sporting arenas, you feel like the world's coming back to a better place. But it also doesn't surprise me when you've thrown in 67,000 into a ground that there's obviously been a spike in cases. Understandable why there's none there, but let's hope over the course of the next few weeks going into the IPL here in the UK, we can get some crowds in the summer. And by the time that T20 World Cup is in India in a few months' time, we've got full houses, because it's such a better spectacle when the crowds are inside the grounds.